You feel guilty for saying no, guilty for taking time for yourself, guilty for setting boundaries, guilty for not doing enough, guilty for prioritizing your needs, guilty for existing without constantly serving others. The guilt is eating you alive, and you can't escape it. Seneca understood this trap. He wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Your guilt isn't based on real wrongdoing. It's based on imagined obligations, imagined debt, imagined standards that you can never meet. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. The guilt is in your mind, not in reality, and you have the power to eliminate it." Today, you're going to learn 5 Stoic rules to stop feeling guilty all the time, not by doing more, by thinking differently. If you're tired of carrying guilt that doesn't belong to you, stay until the end. Let's begin. Rule 1. Understand that most guilt is manipulation, not morality. Here's the hard truth. Most of your guilt isn't coming from doing something wrong. It's coming from someone making you feel wrong for having boundaries. Epictetus said, "Any person capable of angering you becomes your master." Replace anger with guilt. Any person capable of making you feel guilty becomes your master. And most people use guilt as a tool of control. You say no to a request. They say, "I guess I'll just do it myself then." That's manipulation, not morality. You take time for yourself. They say, "Must be nice to be so selfish." That's manipulation, not truth. You set a boundary. They say, "After everything I've done for you?" That's manipulation, not gratitude. Real morality is about actual harm. Did you lie? Did you cheat? Did you hurt someone intentionally? Did you break a genuine commitment? If no, then your guilt is not moral. It's manufactured by someone who benefits from your compliance. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." The injury is the guilt they're placing on you. The revenge is refusing to carry it. Seneca wrote, "We are more often frightened than hurt." You're frightened of their disappointment, their judgment, their withdrawal. But has that actually hurt you? Or is it just uncomfortable? Discomfort is not damage. Disappointing someone is not wrongdoing. Here's the test. Ask yourself, did I actually do something wrong? Or did I just do something they didn't like? Those are completely different things. Wrong is lying, harming, betraying. Not liking is you making a choice they disagree with. You don't owe anyone guilt for living your life. Here's the practice. Next time guilt hits, write down what you supposedly did wrong. Then ask, is this actually immoral? Or did I just disappoint someone's expectation? If it's just disappointment, release the guilt. You're not responsible for managing everyone's feelings about your choices. This is the first rule. Most guilt is manipulation, not morality. Stop carrying guilt for other people's disappointment. Rule 2. You don't owe infinite debt for finite help. Someone helped you once. Now they hold it over your head forever. Your parents supported you. Now every boundary you set is met with, after everything we've done for you. A friend was there when you needed them. Now every time you're unavailable, they remind you of that one time. Someone gave you an opportunity. Now they expect lifetime loyalty. This is debt that never gets paid, and it's destroying you. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane." Infinite debt for finite help is insane. Stop accepting it. Epictetus taught, "Some things are up to us and some are not up to us." Their help was up to them. They chose to give it. Your gratitude is up to you. You can be grateful without being enslaved. Seneca wrote about this directly. He said, "A benefit should be kept like a buried treasure, only to be dug up in necessity. A true gift is given freely, with no expectation of return. If there are strings attached, it wasn't a gift, it was an investment, and you didn't sign up for their expected return." Here's the reality. People who truly help you don't weaponize it. They don't remind you constantly. They don't use it to control you. People who weaponize help are manipulators, not helpers. You can acknowledge what they did, you can be grateful, you can even reciprocate when appropriate, but you don't owe them your freedom, your choices, your life. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself. Your happiness cannot be held hostage by past help." That's not gratitude, that's imprisonment. Here's the practice. Write down who makes you feel guilty about past help. Then write what you've already done to reciprocate or show gratitude. You'll realize you've probably already repaid the debt 10 times over. The guilt is just their tool to keep extracting more. Release it. You don't owe infinite debt. This is the second rule. You don't owe infinite debt for finite help. Gratitude is not slavery. Rule 3. Saying no is not selfish, it's self-preservation. You've been programmed to believe that saying no makes you a bad person. Selfish, uncaring, mean, that's a lie, and it's destroying your life. Epictetus said, "Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. You cannot be free if you cannot say no. Every yes driven by guilt is a chain around your neck." Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You always own the option of having no opinion. You also own the option of saying no to requests, to obligations, to things that don't serve you. Saying no is not selfish. It's honest. It's self-aware. It's self-preservation. Think about it. When you say yes out of guilt, you're lying. You're saying yes with your mouth, but no with your energy. You show up resentful, half-committed, internally angry. That's worse than just saying no from the start. Seneca wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." People who constantly ask things of you are craving more from you. Your time, your energy, your resources. If you give endlessly, you become poor, empty, depleted. Saying no protects you. It preserves your energy for what actually matters, for the people and projects you genuinely want to invest in. Here's what guilt-driven people don't understand. When you say yes to everything, you're saying yes to nothing fully. When you say no to most things, you can say a real, full, committed yes to the few things that matter. Epictetus taught, don't explain your philosophy, embody it. You don't need to explain every no. You don't need to justify your boundaries. No is a complete sentence. If they make you feel guilty for it, that's their problem, not yours. Here's the practice. This week, say no to one thing you would normally say yes to out of guilt. Don't explain. Don't justify. Just say, no, I can't do that, and sit with the discomfort of their reaction. You'll survive, and you'll realize their disappointment doesn't actually hurt you. This is the third rule. Saying no is not selfish, it's self-preservation. Protect your energy without guilt. Rule 4, you're not responsible for other people's happiness. This might be the most important rule. You are not responsible for making other people happy. Marcus Aurelius wrote, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Making yourself miserable to make someone else happy is not right. Pretending you're fine when you're not is not true. Stop doing both. Epictetus said, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Someone being unhappy with your choices is what happens. You feeling guilty about it is how you react. Change your reaction. Their happiness is their responsibility, not yours. You can be kind. You can be considerate. You can care about people. But you cannot sacrifice yourself on the altar of their emotional management. Seneca wrote, wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness. Kindness to them, but also kindness to yourself. And constantly abandoning yourself to keep others comfortable is not kind to you. Here's what happens when you make yourself responsible for others' happiness. You become a hostage. Every choice you make is filtered through, will this upset them? You can't move to a new city. They'll be sad. You can't change careers. They won't understand. You can't end a relationship. They'll be devastated. So you stay small, stuck, miserable, all to manage their emotions. That's not love. That's self-abandonment. Marcus Aurelius wrote, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Being good doesn't mean being everyone's emotional support system at your own expense. Being good means having integrity, being honest, being kind when you can, but not destroying yourself to keep others from feeling discomfort. Adults are responsible for their own happiness. If someone's entire emotional state depends on you never setting boundaries, that's their problem to solve, not yours to fix. Here's the practice. When someone's unhappiness makes you feel guilty, ask yourself, did I actually harm them, or did I just make a choice they didn't like? If you just made a choice, their unhappiness is not your responsibility. They can adapt, they can cope, they can manage their own emotions. This is the fourth rule. You're not responsible for other people's happiness. They are. Rule 5. Guilt about the past is pointless if you've already learned you made a mistake. You know you did. You've learned from it. You've changed because of it. But you still feel guilty about it. Years later, still carrying it. Why? Marcus Aurelius wrote, confine yourself to the present. The mistake is in the past. The lesson is learned. The guilt is only in your mind, in the present. Epictetus said, don't let the force of an impression when it first hits you knock you off your feet. The impression is the memory of what you did. It hits you. You feel guilt. You let it knock you off your feet. But if you've learned, if you've changed, if you wouldn't make that mistake again, the guilt serves no purpose. Seneca wrote, to err is human. To repeat the error is devilish. You erred, human. You learned and changed, not devilish. The guilt is outdated. Here's the distinction. Guilt should motivate change. If you did something wrong, guilt pushes you to make it right and not do it again. But once you've done that, guilt becomes pointless. It's just self-punishment for a crime you've already served time for. Think about it. You hurt someone. You apologized. You made amends. You changed your behavior. What more is there to do? Carrying guilt forever doesn't undo the past. It just ruins the present. Marcus Aurelius wrote, the universe is change. Life is opinion. You've changed. The opinion that you're still that person who made that mistake? That's just an opinion. An outdated one. Update it. You're not who you were. You learned. You grew. Let the guilt go. Here's the practice. Write down the past mistake you feel guilty about. Then write what you learned from it and how you've changed. Then say out loud, I learned, I changed, I release this guilt. You're not that person anymore. Stop punishing your present self for your past self's mistake. This is the fifth rule. Guilt about the past is pointless if you've already learned. Forgive yourself and move forward. Let's review these 5 Stoic rules to stop feeling guilty all the time. 1. Most guilt is manipulation, not morality. 2. You don't owe infinite debt for finite help. 3. Saying no is not selfish, it's self-preservation. 4. You're not responsible for other people's happiness. 5. Guilt about the past is pointless if you've already learned. Seneca wrote, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." Your guilt is imagined, imposed, manufactured. It's not based on real wrongdoing. It's based on failing to meet impossible standards set by people who benefit from your compliance. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind. The guilt is in your mind, and you have the power to release it." Starting today, stop carrying guilt that doesn't belong to you. Stop sacrificing yourself to manage other people's feelings. Stop letting manipulation disguise itself as morality. Live with integrity. Make amends when you truly wrong someone, but refuse to carry guilt. For living your life, setting boundaries, and choosing yourself. Thank you for watching. Share this with someone drowning in guilt. Now go free yourself.